welcome everyone to the Sunny Coast's very own podcast called The Referral Wave, Riding the Tide of Success. My name's Tony Cross, and by day I have a car brokering business called Drive Connect out of the BNI Business Sunrise chapter. But today I'm joined by the delightful Carolyn from Lux Property Management. Welcome along, Carolyn.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you along. So you hail out of the Focus chapter at Pridgian, correct?
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. Well, can you tell us a little bit about your business to start with, please?
Absolutely. So I started Lux Property Management about 8 years ago. Originally from Sydney, when we moved to the Sunshine Coast, I saw a real gap in the service levels for both the investors and tenants, and I really thought I could make a difference. So my dream was, once the kids were old enough, to start a business that I would help investors and tenants, and here we are today. So we service both short-term and long-term rentals from Noosa to Caloundra. And like I said, yeah, just a real service-based property management focused business. We don't do sales, just property management.
Yeah, great. So the dreams come true. Starting your own business on the Sunshine Coast. How good's that?
Lucky, very lucky.
So do you do holiday rentals?
Short-term and long-term.
Yeah, so you do holiday, like, so it is for normal rentals, like people who want to rent a house for a year or two, whatever, but you also do a bit of holiday rentals as well.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. All right. So in my world, I think our podcast goes out to millions of people. So for anyone listening around the world and you want a holiday house on the Sunshine Coast, get on to Carolyn.
Yeah, give me a call.
Give you a call. All right. One day when we're global, they might ring.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So how many people in your business?
So myself, I oversee the holiday management side of things, and then with the permanent rentals, I've got a senior property manager, Philippa. She deals mostly with our tenants, and I like to keep in contact with our investors.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. That's great. So what led you to join BNI?
It was actually a recommendation. I've got property management coaches who help me with many aspects of my business, and part of their growth strategy was joining a networking group, and they suggested I get along to a BNI networking group, which I did, and I went to a local morning meeting, and I thought, I've got to get into one of these. They're fantastic. It wasn't the right timing for me having little kids, but a couple years down the track, kids at school. Yeah, it was just the right timing for me, and a great business opportunity.
Never look back. So can you tell us a little bit how you've used BNI to enhance your networking as far as your business goes?
Absolutely. So obviously, with business growth, we need strategic alliances, and I already had those in place. But to form a band of strategic alliances is really important in our industry. Obviously, we need to be recommending to our investors insurance brokers, mortgage brokers, and a whole band of trades. So I think being a part of BNI gives you access to all of those people, and it just adds value to our business.
Yeah, and I've heard you talk about that at your meetings before when I visited, and which leads us into the next question. How have you used BNI to help solve your problems? But it's a good arena for you to use some of those trades to help you out. And a couple of times there's been some emergencies, hasn't there? So you tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously we had a couple of trades under our belt, but BNI and being in the focus group has opened the door to having access to more trades and more variety of professionals. So especially, with trades, if our plumber's busy, I've got another plumber I can call on. We've had things like property leaks and flooding, and just through other chapters, I've been introduced to other businesses who I've been able to call on. So without those connections, I would have had to reach out to Google, which isn't, it is a trusted source, but it's just lovely knowing that I can pick up the phone or log onto the app and find someone in BNI that I know I can trust truly.
Yeah, and if you're searching, I guess the advantage there is of BNI is you're picking up the phone. It's Carolyn, I'm from BNI and Focus. I've got this burst water pipe in this holiday house. I need help. Whereas if you're on the Google phone, you could have gone through 3 or 4, but at least you know everyone's got your back and he's there to help out. So probably
Yeah,
takes stressful
I
situation.
made the call at 6 o'clock one night when one of our holiday homes flooded. And, that call was picked up, which, had it, like you said, been anyone else, you probably would have had to wait till the next morning. And then they were out at the property, early the next morning. And I think that was purely just because it was a BNI connection and, they wanted to look after us, which was really nice.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. So when it comes to your success in BNI, have you got a standout story you can share with the listeners?
Uh, Look, I think getting together with your other members in your chapter and being able to educate them on your business and the service levels you provide, I think that's really important. I have had experience probably about 3 months ago where a lot of people reach out on social media these days for other people's recommendations, and of course all our focus team had jumped on to a Facebook post that was looking for a property manager, and they were all very keen to recommend me, which was lovely. So I had a call from this client, and the client came on board, but the investment property she had needed a lot of work. So we were able to pull in, I'd say, at least 6 trades, including a property photographer. So it was plumber, electrician, painter, photographer, and I was able to do that all within our room. And the difference from the property when I went to see it and from when we took it to market was huge. And it was, huge congratulations to the team, because everyone had really band together and made this property, present in the way it was. And, she was really happy. The client was really happy. She was thrilled with all the trades work, and, she was raving about me. They had had other experiences with other property managers. So she was really happy with me. And then, a couple of days later, she rang and she said, you know what, we've actually also got another investment property in Budrum, and we're not happy with the managing agent there. So can you manage that for us? So, from one little Facebook post to being able to help that client, but also has grown my business, which is really exciting.
Yeah, so you've turned someone else's Facebook post into making this person an advocate of your business,
Yeah, absolutely.
using all of your links and your BNI links to make it happen. Like that's fantastic, isn't it? Like, and you can imagine the amount of, you see those posts, you can imagine the amount of people that would have got tagged in it. So,
Absolutely.
congratulate. That's a fantastic story, isn't it?
Yeah,
Congratulations.
that was a goodie. Yeah, and I was really proud because the property, went from shocking to amazing, and the team all had something to do with that, so it was great.
It's amazing as well that you can have that person already have a place with someone else to go, hang on a minute, the standard is over here now, and my other property isn't in that category.
Uh,
So I'm going to lift it up to that standard of Lux Property Group. So yeah, no,
so
congratulations. That's fantastic.
thank you.
Given that, what's the one bit of advice you would give to someone new to BNI or even existing member that's listening to this podcast?
Lots of advice. I obviously would get to other chapters close by, see what everyone else is doing. I think, it's nice to be in your own chapter, but you get exposed to so many other businesses and referral partners by visiting other chapters. I think that's really important. Getting together for one-to-ones with your chapter members to get to know their business, but also to let them have some education on your business. So when they are passing your referral, they know your business and the type of referral that you're needing. And just, yeah, obviously being very active, not thinking it's just a BNI meeting. It's more than just attending a meeting once a week. And when you're doing your one-to-ones, it's not just a coffee catch-up. It's really, that referral partner should be hearing about your business and vice versa. So just getting to know other businesses and educating people on yours.
Yeah, that's great advice. And the key thing about a one-to-one is you always learn something extra, don't you? You know, I'm sure you're like me. Nearly every one-to-one I've had, I've learned something about that person that I would never have learned in their 45 seconds,
Absolutely.
which has enabled me to refer them more and get more stuff. We were talking off air before we started how the vice president in our chapter overlaid our one-to-ones with our referral stats, and they nearly mimicked each other. And I think that's purely based on what you just said. It's that getting to know more of what they do, getting to know them a little bit better as well, so that you're more comfortable in referring. So that's good advice. Hope everyone takes that on board. So
Yeah.
look, what's next for Lux Property Group? What's on the horizon?
Oh, look, growth. We've got a few things on the boil. I've been doing a lot of work with a lot of Year 12 students. I've been presenting at a lot of the local high schools for Year 12s. Obviously, we know we're in a tight rental market, but just educating the Year 12s on a real life experience. A lot of them will be going to uni. Some of them will be going into state for work. So just educating them on how to apply for rental properties successfully and how to get their foot in the door, which I think is a real important first step for them. I'm also hosting coffees and conversations, which is getting property managers together on the Sunshine Coast. Obviously, the Sunshine Coast, yeah, is quite unique. We're not exposed to too much, so it's nice with all the legislation changes to get fellow property managers in the same room to talk about, any issues that they're facing or any, great things on the horizon, so we can all work together and make the industry better. And I've just been nominated for 2 awards with the Property Management Partners for 2025. One was for Top Short Stay Manager of the Year on the Sunshine Coast and Property Management Leader of the Year. So fingers crossed, we'll see how we go.
Oh, that's fantastic. When do those awards get announced?
Later in the year, so I think it's December 5th.
Oh, great. Oh, well, best of luck. Hope you
Thank
go
you.
well in that. Um, Now, I just want to go back to the school presentations.
Sure.
I've got one finished high school a couple of years ago, one finishing this year, one in grade 9. I've never heard of that before. That is such an excellent idea, even in an extended friend group with kids. That is fantastic. I
Real life
can't believe
skills.
schools just don't have more of that, right? Because it's a real life thing, isn't it? I know we don't want our kids to leave home as soon as they finish school, but to give them some education about that and a bit of real life, this is what happens in the real world. So make sure you got X, Y, Z together.
Yeah.
That's great. And is it taken up very well by the schools, obviously?
Yeah, I think schools are getting better at the real life things for
Yeah.
students too, which is good. And after each of these presentations, it's been really lovely to, because obviously the kids get to ask questions and they've been really engaged. But it's really nice to see afterwards you get a lot of kids wanting to talk about being in property management and showing their interest in it. So yeah, it's been
Yeah.
really rewarding.
Yeah, yeah. And as you say, rewarding to you too. It's nice to give out some of that knowledge
Yes.
and get it back. That'd be the giver's gain bit of thing, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Well, I tell you what, that said, I'm going to ask you now, what is the one core value with BNI that resonates with you?
Yes, and Tony, you'll know it's always giver's gain for me. I've always said, I love having the valuable trades and professionals in the room, but when I get to pick up the phone or send a message to any of our team, it just gives me a kick knowing that I am helping grow their business. But in return, they're helping me grow mine. But yeah, just to watch people's businesses, for instance, our gardener, going from, a startup business to having a couple of staff,
Yeah.
and running a business. To me, that's, yeah, it makes me excited and really proud of what we've created.
Yeah, there's been a few great success stories out of the focus chapter up there. So only in its infancy as a chapter, it's pretty new still. But there's been some great stories of and everyone that's been in the chapter is growing, right? Like, some more than others, but everyone has been on a good path there.
Yeah, it makes me emotional because it's exciting to see them grow. It's cool.
Yeah, No, they're a great little family. Oh, that's fantastic. So look, how else can our listeners get in touch with you? Run us through all your socials, phone numbers.
Yeah, sure. So obviously Lux Property Management on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. And then email is inquiries at luxe, Luxe, propertymanagement.com.au. And obviously Googling our business name, Lux Property Management.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, it's been great having you on the show. For me, you're one of the standout BNI members. You do such a
Thanks,
great
Jamie.
job at it. And not only in your own stats, but your attitude and your caring nature towards everyone else. So it's great, and it's good to come up and visit Focus and see you working your magic with everyone. And thanks for being on the podcast. It's been fantastic.